Hello and welcome back to Hudson Auto Films. Today you join me yet again with the Banham X21. And well, today we've got a lot of fun things planned. But before we get going with today's craziness, in case you didn't know, you could actually win the Banham. The link is down below to the raffle website. Tickets are £20. Right now only, I think, 11 or 12 people have entered, so the odds are very, very good at winning this thing, unlike most car competitions where there's, a few thousand people entered. There's 12. So if you fancy your chances, the link is down below and maybe you could be the very lucky or unlucky, depending on how you see it, winner of the Banham X21. But back to today's antics, what is the plan for today? Well, initially I had planned to test this thing. Obviously in the last episode, we continued its rally transformation. We got the roof rack, we got the bigger wheels, we got all of the livery, and it's looking quite interesting now. So I'd planned to actually put it through its paces and drive it through kind of our own rally stage at the land. But unfortunately, I am waiting on a part. These new, much wider wheels look great, but the fronts fit fantastically, but the back, they are so wide, they're actually rubbing on the inside of the Banham arch. So I'm waiting on some wheel spaces, but they took 2 weeks to be made, and they're going to take another 2 weeks to come. So I don't want to leave you guys hanging anymore. So I was thinking, what can I do? And the overwhelming thing in the comments in the last video was the back. So lots of you guys wanted a big wing. In fact, a lot of you wanted a massive wing, and I took that to heart, and I've decided what we are going to do in today's episode is build the world's biggest wing or spoiler. As a lot of you all know, we've taken a little bit of inspiration from Lightning McQueen, so I'd like to continue in that universe and get some inspiration from another car from that series, and that is Wingo. Wingo used to be my favourite car in the Cars film. I used to think, when I'm older, I'm going to have a car with a wing that big. But at that time, I was 10 years old, I grew up, but obviously something has changed in me that I now think like a 10-year-old again. So that is our inspiration for today. We are going to build a massive ladder wing. I've had a pile of plywood lying outside the barn door for a few months. I've been wondering what to do with it, so everything has aligned just right. So let's go and get that and start templating this thing. Okay, so here is our very nice, high quality, brand new, mildly patinaed piece of plywood, which is going to form the majority of our wing. I think what I'm going to do initially is build just one upright, kind of up here, and get that to look right, and then I'm just going to template the other side, and then we'll bridge between and figure that out as we go along. But it's kind of a strange profile, and I've been wanting to use this thing for ages, so we're going to get the profile of the boot, and then we're just going to attempt to make our first wing upright. And I think this is probably about the right length. That looks about the sort of right height that I'm thinking for the spoiler. I'm concerned the car won't actually move anymore because it will have so much downforce, but we shall see, all in the name of science. Okay, so I wasn't particularly happy with its initial form, so I've reduced the girth by about 20%, and I've also cut the tip off. Unfortunately, I didn't do a very steady hand job when I was sawing it, so the side is quite ribbed, so really going to have to rub it down hard to get it nice and smooth, and just to really finish it off. So I'm actually inside the Aston body, which you'll be seeing an episode on the Aston next week, which is exciting, but I've mocked up the wing on the car using a broom and a bungee, and I mean, I'm just very impressed. Using purely freehand expression, I've created a wing that is in perfect keeping with the car's design language, and most importantly will be highly functional. I think overall the proportions are very balanced. If anything, maybe it's a little bit small. Okay, so now we've got the key profile of the wing sorted. I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to obviously model the other side perfectly off it. I'm going to stencil it and cut it out. And then we can work on connecting them, creating our ladder system for optimal downforce, which will be 100% needed. Okay, so there we go. The modest wing is fitted, well, very roughly fitted. It's being held up by now 2 bungees and a piece of wood. So, you know, it's not quite ready for the drag strip. I have to say, I think it actually does look cool. I know, you know, progressively through this build, I think people are getting more and more concerned that I might have suffered some sort of concussion. But if you're going to put a wing this size on any car, I think this is the car to do it on. Basically right now, as I said, it is just sitting. It's not even properly straight or anything like that, but I just wanted to kind of get it lined up roughly. But now the next thing to do is to figure out how to properly fit it. What I think I'm going to do is put a couple of strips either side, so kind of one actually on the car itself and then one on the boot, and then basically kind of just bolt through. So it kind of, it slots in so it can be removed if you want to open the boot, because being realistic, you know, you're not going to have great access to the luggage room. But with this car, I don't think that really matters. Before we go any further, if you are a regular viewer, you'll know a few weeks ago I was sent this by Bluetti. This is the AC200L and the B300K battery pack. Before I had this, there was no electricity at all at the barn, and that basically meant if I ever needed to do any sort of job on the car which required power, which is a lot of jobs, I had to take it elsewhere. So I had to trailer the cars, take them home, all that sort of thing. But a few weeks in, I've had this for, yeah, maybe 6 weeks, and it has completely changed what I can do at the barn. Even in this video alone, I've been here since about 8 AM, it's 2 in the afternoon. I've been running the lights all day, and I've been using the saw, I've been charging the batteries for the DeWalt tools. It's done it all, and I don't know what percentage it's at. 65, so 65% after doing all of that for the last 6 hours or so. So yeah, this setup really has changed the game for me. If you've seen the last few videos, you'll have seen it powering vacuums, welders, all sorts. It has unlocked so much potential for me at the barn and just allowed me to do so much more, and made life just a lot easier. Also, this summer I've got a lot of adventures planned with the cars. Obviously, my goal this summer is to have a few cars which aren't actually broken, which I can drive. So I'd like to do some road trips around Europe and beyond, and do some camping. So to have this set up whilst on road trips and camping will be very nice, because we'll be able to charge everything up, we'll be able to power all sorts of amenities for cooking, and just overall just make the whole thing much nicer. Please do check out Bluetti. I've linked them down below. They sent this to me for nothing and just wanted my honest feedback, and honestly, it's great. Now we're going to use this to continue to build that massive spoiler. Okay, so our mega wing is now supporting itself. I've removed the brooms and bungees and everything that was part of its integral structure beforehand, and now I don't want to touch it. It's not that strong yet. But as you saw, I made these state-of-the-art supports which bolt directly into the Bantam body, and then it bolts through into the wing itself. But obviously, due to the sheer size of this thing and, you know, what we're making it out of, it's not particularly strong. A mild breeze in the barn will completely alter the way the aerodynamics on this wing work. So the next thing to do is we need to start putting the cross sections on. So let's get going. Okay, so there we have it. The mega wing is now mounted with all of its cross sections. Well, it's looking certainly a lot like the Inspiration. Obviously, we're working with a natural material, and it's been left outside for quite a long time, so it's developed, you know, some special shapes. So some of our cross beams are angled down and some are angled up. So from an aerodynamic point of view, a little bit questionable, but I think the ship has sailed on that anyway. To give you some scale, I am about 6'2", so this thing must be easily 8.5 feet, so we'll have to be very careful going into parking garages. But addressing the elephant in the room, the colour. Right now it is rather patinaed wood, which doesn't look very professional. So we are going to paint it black, the secondary colour of the car, and hopefully then it will look like a bona fide racing car. Then, while we're waiting for this to dry, thankfully the new wheel spacers and wheel nuts have arrived. Right now the car only has 2 wheel nuts on each wheel, and we know how that ends. Keep it going. Oh, Isaac. Oh no. Isaac, the wheel, Isaac! So we'll get all the wheels secure and get the massive spacers fitted on the back. Then we'll get the interior cleaned up, clean up the carpets, clean up the seats, make it all look nice, get it refitted. We'll have a proper interior in it for the first time since getting the car, and certainly the first time having a clean interior. Obviously there was a rat living in this car before. Then I think we might be pretty much done. Okay, so there we go. The Banham now has a gigantic wing, really nice fitting wheels that will actually stay on this time because they have more than 2 nuts on them. And the Banham finally has an interior that is no longer a biohazard. It's still no Rolls-Royce, but it is a much more pleasant place to be and it is comfortable and safe. I also went ahead and fitted a few missing pieces from the dashboard. There's a few trim panels back there, which now are all in. This has to be by far the strangest car I've ever owned, and in the last month or so of owning it, I've certainly made it a lot stranger than I think I had ever anticipated. But I have to say I really do love this little thing and how strange it is. Obviously the big wing at the back is just for a bit of fun, but will be put to the test in the final episode where we test this on our very own rally circuit. But all jokes aside, this little car really has come a long way in the last month or so. Certainly a lot further than I think most people expected it to. When I bought this, the tyres were flat to the ground and the car was rotting away in a field. There was not one part of the car that really had anything going for it. I mean, it was a bit more solid than we initially thought, which was very nice to find out, but everything was broken. Everything was dirty. It was just a complete mess. But we cleaned it up and we removed the wrap from the inside of the car, which was quite a challenge. Got it running after many, many years, painted it, turned it into a micro rally car, and now we've added some very practical and some very impractical modifications. But there we go, the Banham X21. An unlikely hero. Sadly, that does just about wrap up the actual build portion of the Banham. We do have one more episode, as I mentioned, and I wasn't kidding. We are actually making a proper rally circuit around the land, and we're going to test this thing. We're going to get a few of us, we're going to do lap times, see who can get it round the quickest, and see how it performs. See if we've actually made a micro rally car, or just made the silliest car of all time. Either way, I'm happy, I've had a great time, and I'm really pleased we could save this car from being crushed. So absolutely stay tuned for that. That is coming in the next couple of weeks. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you can actually win this thing. The link is down below to the raffle. Tickets are £20. There's only about 12 of you who have entered right now, so the odds are brilliant. This is possibly the silliest car of all time, but I can't even begin to explain how much fun it has brought me, and it'd be nice if it could do the same for one of you guys. Any money from the raffle will go straight into the next build, which actually since starting filming this video has now arrived, and I don't think I've ever been so excited about a project car. It is, you're going to like it. I really do think you guys are going to love this next build. So please do check out the competition. I am raffling this off as a collectible. I don't think it should be driven on the road. It is up to any winner's discretion what they do with it, but we've obviously built this to be an off-road fun vehicle. That's where I think its future lies. I personally wouldn't be seen driving down the M1 in this thing. I do not have that sort of confidence, and I hope none of you guys do too. But looking ahead, in the next episode, we will be working on the 4x4 Aston. A lot of you will be very pleased to know that. Then obviously we'll be rallying this thing and also introducing the new build very, very soon. So a huge amount of fun to come. It's going to be a really exciting summer for the channel and for building weird cars in my field. As always, please do like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that sort of thing. It really does help me out, pushes the videos further and allows me to keep making things like this and this, which maybe isn't a good thing, but I'm having a good time. If you'd like to support the channel further, the Patreon link is down below. On the Patreon, it's behind the scenes content, early access. The Patrons already know what the next build is, all that sort of thing. So that is a great way to support the channel for just £1. We also have Banham merchandise. We have 4x4 Aston merchandise. The store is down below, so check it all out. But enough sales nonsense. I'm just very pleased that you are here, and I hope you enjoyed watching this episode as much as I did making it. And now I've got to go start on the next build. So until next time, take care, and I will see you then.